Once upon a time, a disciple of a guru was troubled by the habit of speaking too much. Whenever he met someone, after the meeting, he would start giving his thoughts about that person in front of his friends. Even if anyone asked him or not, he would tell his opinion about almost everything around him. For nearly every student and teacher living in the ashram, he had his own positive or negative opinion, which he would put it in front of the people without thinking. Whenever another student living in the ashram came to him with any problem, he would start giving advice to him without listening to his whole issue. He would often keep telling his friends that you should do this work like this, that work should be done like this. Whatever half-incomplete knowledge he had about the things around him, he used to flaunt that knowledge by speaking up during gossip among friends. Because of his behavior, none of the students or teachers of the ashram took him seriously. Often the students studying with him would try to stay away from him, as he used to advise them on everything. No one wanted him to be their friend, everyone preferred to stay away from him, and often other students living in the ashram would make fun of him for these habits behind his back. That boy also knew that because of his habit of speaking a lot, no one likes him. He also wanted to change this habit, but even after wanting, he was not able to give up the habit of giving his opinion on everything. One day he went to his guru and told all his problems to the guru. The guru said, "Son, only that person speaks more who thinks that he knows everything, a person who believes that he knows very little, and there is still so much that he has to learn. He never speaks excessively nor gives his opinion without asking. So first remove this pride from yourself that you know everything." The disciple bowed his head in front of the master. The guru said, "Son, I cannot eliminate your habit of talking too much in a day. You have to reduce this habit slowly within yourself. But I can definitely tell you that on which occasions you should remain quiet, so that you can save yourself from getting sad and getting into some big trouble." The disciple shook his head in yes, agreeing with the guru. The guru said, "Son, on these 5 occasions, every person should keep his mouth shut. First, when you feel that no one can understand your feelings with your words, at that time you should remain silent. Often we start telling our sorrows and problems to people, while most of the people living around us do not care what is going on in our life. Every person only cares about himself. He only wants to talk about himself, wants to hear his own praise. He doesn't care about the troubles of our life and he doesn't want to listen. He may hear your sad story once or twice, but after that, he will start running away from you, because no one likes to be with a sad and helpless person. Therefore, never tell your problems to any person except some of your close friends and family, who make fun of them instead of understanding your words. Second, when you do not know what to say on a particular occasion, or you have only half-incomplete knowledge about a particular event, then even on such an occasion, you should remain silent. Such a person who talks about that subject even after having half-incomplete knowledge often becomes the object of mockery, and no one ever takes such a person seriously. Only a person can put his point effectively who has a deep knowledge of that particular event or topic. Therefore, on the basis of half-incomplete information received from here and there, never try to convince people. Thirdly, the guru said, when a person is talking negatively about a third person in front of you, then in such a situation you should remain silent. You should never be a part of such a negative conversation. Because today the person who is talking negatively about the third person in front of you will also talk negatively about you in front of someone else tomorrow. And it is more likely that today, if you accept the third person's negative talks and say yes to the person, tomorrow when that person's relationship gets fine with the third person, he would also tell the third person what undesirable you said about him. Therefore, whenever someone talks badly about another person or makes fun of his weak time, then you just have to listen to him. Do not shed any of your opinions. If you do this, then problems may arise for you in the future. The guru said the 4th point you should remember is when someone shouts at you with anger and hatred, tries to insult you, then in such a situation you can reduce the anger and hatred of the other person by keeping quiet. Also, you can prevent the situation from getting worse. When you do not respond to the anger of the other person with anger, if you remain silent at that time, then this thing is felt in the heart of that angry person. When the anger subsides, he regrets his mistake and is more likely to apologize to you for his mistake, and if he does not ask for forgiveness, then he starts feeling guilty inside, and then he will think many times before getting angry or hating on you next time. But you should not remain silent in every situation. If someone is doing wrong, then you have to answer for that. Because there are some people who find our silence to be our weakness. This method of keeping quiet during anger is only applicable to family, close relatives, and some closest friends, and not to every human being. If you start keeping silent everywhere, then it can also be misused. The Guru further said, fifth point, when a person is sharing with you some sad incident of his life or trouble of his life. In such a situation, you have to remain silent and just listen to his words. Most people are such that not even hearing the person problems, they start giving solutions. Whereas when a person is sharing his problem with us, he does not expect any suggestion from us, he just wants that we listen to him carefully. Because when we listen carefully to someone's problem, then that person gets spiritual peace. He feels that let someone understand my words. Most of the time when people share their problems with us, they just want to tell us their point of view. They do not want us to start giving them advice, because they already know all the advice we are going to give them. The best way to console a person in times of trouble is to listen carefully to that person's point of view. When we listen carefully to people's words without interrupting them and without any advice, then a sense of respect and affection for us arises in their eyes. We seem to be more serious, intelligent, and calm-minded people, so now whenever someone tells you their problem next time, just listen to his words carefully. And unless he asks you, don't give him any kind of advice. The Guru said, always remember one thing of mine, when you speak less, people are more attracted to you for who you are and what you think. Disciple nodded his head saying yes. The disciple had now understood the Guru's words, under what circumstances he had to remain quiet. He had also learned that by speaking less he could regain his prestige in the ashram. He thanked the Guru and left from there. Dear friends, we hope you found the story insightful. Please do subscribe for such informative stories. Like the video and please comment if you think we have missed any points. Until then, stay blissful.